What's happening, man? Uh, so I said I was gonna put a video up yesterday, but nighttime came and my little champion just he been sick, sick past few days, and he had his fever. His fever spiked up to like 103 point something, you know, from I mean, they really just be dropping weird shit in highly populated places to the and a lot of the time it's on kids because they know kids will spread the shit quickly. I'm not saying what they spreading, but if you can't use your imagination, use a bitch, you know. uh I don't know, man. I'm still gonna do a video about predictive programming. I'm probably also gonna toss in there the healthcare system because I got a little refresher. I don't fuck with the healthcare system, and I try not to think about the shit that got me hot last time I was there for myself because it made me almost punch a bitch in the face. And I don't, I don't hit unless hit, and I especially don't fuck with anybody that puts mitts on women. But this was a very specific situation, and I'm gonna explain that that response that I felt in the moment in the video. I'm gonna tell the story of that one. That shit's fucked up. The whole that whole story is fucked up. There's still some shit I don't really understand what happened. That wasn't directly associated with the healthcare system, but still was. I mean, when you really think about it. But yeah, the whole ER visit had me ready to like fuck people up in there. And it's messed up cuz like that's how they were trained, you know what I mean? That's how they were taught to do what they do or whatever. But there were some good parts to it too, I guess, for better or for worse. But yeah, I'm still gonna do that. Just I'm trying to, you know, shut a little champion some love and make sure he knows he's got support and that he's a G and that he's a trooper and that I'm proud of him because I mean he had like a little cough like 2 days ago. And then that shit jumped up to him. We had to rush him to the ER, middle of the night, And he's a toddler. He's a 2.5. So imagine if you got kids, or if you don't have to have kids if you have empathy. Imagine, your kid being like in a cry voice, "Please help me," in the middle of the night. So yeah, I didn't record, let alone post the video I was gonna do. Still gonna do it. Just, family comes first, period. And that includes y'all, That includes y'all. Because, I mean, really, if you, you don't have to really think that hard on it, but I'm putting myself at risk making these motherfucking videos. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna show my face. That's why I really wasn't putting up shit like this at first. I was just doing these little clips on Instagram and try to, I'm a code talker, so I was, tossing code out there and shit. And, y'all niggas wasn't paying attention, bro. Y'all niggas wasn't paying attention, and that shit is escalating. Shit escalates. So I got fed up, started talking, and I'm gonna keep talking. Once the throat chakra opens up, nigga, it's a wrap. I'm not finna be quiet. You can threaten me any way you want to, and I have been threatened in multiple ways since I started talking. I've been threatened multiple ways on a reality level and on a metaphysical level too. I might talk on that. I'm just gonna start saying shit. I don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna start saying everything that's going on, not just because I think a lot of people think that I'm just like this super reality based, you know, more on the intellectual side, nigga, and I'm not. I'm really not. I allude to it sometimes when I say, I always qualify shit. I'll say, you know, I'm not saying I believe or don't believe this, but then I always tell you the truth. But I do believe it. You know, I'm just gonna start saying everything because I really don't give a fuck. You know, I don't give a fuck. And you know, I just like everybody else. I struggle with the human fractured being, spell, whatever you want to call this shit. Which my mind is all over the place because I really didn't sleep like that. Harold Kotz actually talks about where that comes from. The human mind, how it works, why we think it's our being. Because people keep telling each other you're not the body, which is definitely true. You are not the body, which is why I don't give a fuck about none of this. I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck if you threaten to kill me. I don't give a fuck if you threaten me physically. You gonna have to really work at that one because I'm finna fuck you up for as long as I can, and I'm pretty sure that's long. But he talks about the story of, and the reason I like this is because it gives another perspective on the creation and Yaldabaoth and archons and whatnot. It's not completely different, but it does explain some things that we're seeing now, rather than just seeing things from the Gnostic perspective, where you do have Sophia, the Pistis Sophia, and you have Yaldabaoth, and you have the creation of the 12 archons and then 365. It's got some spin to explain some shit that you see now, including black goo. I keep coming back to black goo. There's certain shit you won't get away from, and it's because it is primordial. It's not, you're being introduced to it now, but only because it wants to introduce itself now. It's testing the waters because niggas been talking about it for a good 10, 15 years, loosely though, and not many people pay attention. And so that passed the first test. Now it's like, oh, so y'all don't care? All right, I'm gonna jump out here and whip out on y'all niggas real quick. I'm gonna flash on y'all and see if I get arrested for indecency. That's where it's at. So I might do some more shit on black goo because I really didn't touch on too much at all. And I go off the dome sorta, and I really don't do notes because I don't like writing. None of us like writing anymore, so don't judge me, nigga. You don't like to write either. We all type, and I'm doing this shit on the phone, so I can't really switching back and forth between notes and shit is kind of lame on the phone. I don't know. I'm testing this shit out. Since I don't give a fuck about money, I'm not doing this for money. I really don't care about putting that much production effort into it. The little reels and stories and shit. I have an artistic mind, so I try to pull, a little gumption on that. But as far as these videos, I'm not trying to edit shit. I'm not trying to put graphics on shit. If you notice, my thumbnails don't have no text on them because I'm not finna do that shit either. If I have more time to do it, then I'll do it. And to clarify, I will take money to do this, not from y'all. And but I'm also not finna let it control or dictate how I do this, or what I say, or let it change my content like certain niggas that I used to have a little bit more reverence for. I almost said respect. I still respect you, nigga, but I see what you're doing. That shit is lame as fuck. It's a struggle, man. You gotta have empathy. It's a struggle, but I'm also I'm a being just like you are, and I see niggas switch up. It never fails. It never fails. You start off talking this tough shit like we warriors and blah 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 rah rah rah, and then you switch up, nigga. As soon as you start getting these little funky ass checks that the social media conglomerates, the the tribe people, the Star of David people start breaking you off, you switch up. You stop saying certain words. Oh, I can't cuss in the first 30 seconds. Nigga, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Yeah. I notice y'all niggas switch up. So I'm not finna do none of that. I'm not finna call it a promise, because it's more than that. And I know you can tell I'm real about that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna keep reminding y'all of that. Yeah. Why the fuck? I've said this before if you've seen it in another video, but I'm gonna repeat myself. Why the fuck do I care about some green paper, nigga? I don't give a fuck about none of that. We're gonna return to what makes sense, and what makes sense is trade, literal trade. What makes sense is a barter system where you actually give a fuck about the niggas around you, and you care that they have the supplies they need and the things that their families need, and vice versa. That's what fucking matters. This competition shit is gay, and y'all niggas keep telling each other, oh, nigga, you got the hustle? You ain't hustling like me, nigga. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Nigga, shut up. Nobody cares about that. Nobody gives a fuck that you up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. That's fucking dumb. That whole culture is stupid as fuck. And any niggas that I see pushing that shit, nigga, you stupid. Like, I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna say like 19 keys, nigga. You contradict yourself on a regular basis. Any nigga that's talking about abundance and then they get to talking about cryptocurrency and money and shit like that, there's no way you can explain that to me that's gonna make sense. You can try to say it's to move on to a new system of currency. Nigga, that's their currency. That's not a new system. If you're letting them dictate the new currency, nigga, what's that? How is that different from the previous currency? That was theirs too. They're just making you think that this shit is different because it looks different. But you gotta look, not look. You gotta look. How is that looking different? It's not looking different at all. That's the same shit. You know? So, and I don't give a fuck about that either. Like, I don't give a fuck about fiat currency. I don't give a fuck about cryptocurrency. It's the same shit. I don't care. That's the same system of bullshit that, real ones are trying to get out of. Because none of this shit makes sense. It's all backwards and upside down. And if it makes sense to you to keep doing that, that's on you, But me and mines, we're still finding each other. We don't give a fuck about that. We don't give a fuck about none of that. That talk means nothing to none of us. You talking about hustling and grinding and all that. That's not the type of hustle and grind that we got. We on something different. We pushing a line that is different than what y'all niggas are pushing. And the more that you try to say that, the proof is in the pudding of the abundance that you got, and then you show me some cars or some fucking house keys or some old goofy ass shit that's a part of the system that you say you condemn so much, you look goofy. You look goofy to me. And mine. You look goofy to us. That's just real shit. And I'm not just talking to 19 keys. I'm talking to a lot of niggas at the same time. But, that was just an example of one person. And maybe he never said that he was pushing a real line. Maybe he, I don't know. It's all in your intent, nigga. If you want to help that shit, if you want to be on iRobot side, if you want to be on, Skynet side or whatever you want to call it, the colonizer side, whatever you want to call it, and fake like you're not, I can't stop you from doing that. And I also can't stop people from falling for that old bullshit. But I'm going to talk. I will talk, though. I'm going to do that, Fuck, man. I get to talking, bro, and I can't. It's open, I get to talking and I just say everything that starts coming to mind. And no, it's not channeling, nigga. This is all me. All of this is me. My brain does this 24/7, never stops. There's like 3 different streams of thought going at one time, at least, at all times. At all times. There's a fucking lecture going on in my ear right now. Look, There's a lecture going on in my ear right now. I'm listening to this lecture and then ranting to y'all in totally different conversations. This is a completely different conversation than what's happening right here. You know? Like, I don't like putting labels on shit. Niggas talk about activation and ascension and all that shit. And that's cool because language, unfortunately, we need that now to convey ourselves to each other because we didn't fell far. But I don't care about none. I'm not, just because I do that don't mean that you're not ascending or you're not doing whatever you need to do to lift yourself back up, to speed your atoms and your DNA back up. It doesn't mean none of that. Like, you know, either you aren't or you are. And don't let nobody else tell you. Like, that's what it's gotta be. Now, you can be wrong. Because I done met a few niggas that are wrong. They just, you know, that same shit that happened a month or two ago. Where niggas were talking about don't read books. Not just I don't read books. But telling you not to read books. Don't read books. Don't listen to other niggas talk. Even though that's what you're doing. You're on social media. So you're listening to other niggas talk. Plus the way you talk, I can hear and say to you who your cadence is coming from, who your vernacular is coming from, who your vocabulary is coming from. Rashad Jamal, Rod Hayes. I can hear who you're embodying. So who are you to tell other people that they don't need to read and all they need to do is look inside? Of course, look inside. That is the main thing. Nothing supersedes looking within yourself. But if you look in that motherfucker and you don't see nothing, it's because you didn't read books or listen to anybody ever. That's how it starts to come back together up here. That's how it starts to come back together. You're not just going to snap your fingers and be back. What sense does that make? The people that claim that are the ones that you hear talk for a few minutes and you're like, oh yeah, you crazy. And we're starting to build this like culture of accept everything that people say. I'm not with that shit, bro. If I hear you talk for a few minutes and you can't really point to nothing for me to grasp onto, to really pick up what you putting down, nigga, you crazy. And that's cool. That's good too. Good things come from that. But that I'm not finna share that with you because I'm not connected to that. I don't feel that down here or up here. I can think it's interesting. Even the dude I've been talking about the last few days, Harold Kotz. There's certain shit he says. I'm like, I don't feel that. I don't feel that. So I'm just gonna put that over here and I'm gonna keep on listening. That's how you move forward. You don't just ignore everybody else and make up shit. That's what they want you to do. They want you to be dumb. They want you to not want to know, to really know. And really knowing does come from in here and in here, but it also comes from out here, nigga. How are you going to tell us that this is an experience that Source is having in fragments to learn from itself and observe itself? But then you tell me, but don't observe yourself. Just observe this one self. That's dumb. You got to think before you say this shit. You say this shit out loud for everybody to see, then you record it and put it out. That's crazy. That's brazy, my nigga. Like, I gotta keep talking. I can't help it. That's why I came here to apologize, you know. Not really apologize because I'm not sorry. My pup comes first, you know. But y'all are my family too, so I feel a responsibility. I said I was going to put something up. I didn't put something up. So I guess more so it's like I'm offering an explanation because I'm not sorry at all. You know that. But I am going to put something up. I'm hoping that it's going to be today or tonight. But again, you know, if he needs me, I'm there for him. That's, you know, champion comes before all of that shit. And his name is not Champion, but I call him that because he is that. He is that. He is the champion. You feel what I'm saying? And if you got kids, you got champions too. I don't just call him that. All children are all people. If you talk to me in person, I'm probably going to call you champion. unless you not a champion. You feel what I'm saying? Like, unless you not a champion, nigga, I'm not gonna call you that then. But yeah. So if I can't remember the topics, I know I'm gonna remember predictive programming because, again, I ranted about that movie. I'm sorry for yelling. Sorry for no, I'm not. I'm not sorry for yelling because y'all need that shit. Not you. If I say y'all, you know I'm not talking to you directly. I'm just saying y'all. Collectively, y'all need to be yelled at. Collectively. Respectively. Respectfully. Predictive programming, and I'm gonna try to hit that from a different angle because you probably think I'm just gonna tell you what predictive programming is and then point at clips from a movie. I'm not finna do that. That's not what we finna talk about. We finna talk about something different. You already know that for me. It's gonna be something different because I notice nobody talks about it from this angle, and I feel like people should hear this angle. But they're back. I'm gonna holler at y'all.